I had so many things I didn't even get to in that. You spent like a year talking about your Slurpuff.
Slurpuff is a respectable thing to talk about, Derek. Don't you start at me, okay?
You didn't even let me get to one of the big points I was trying to get to.
That sucks, because that went for 24 minutes, and honestly, does anyone want to watch more than that? So magic tricks, right? I've been learning to be a magician. I watch Penn and Teller fool us a lot, and I see all these magic tricks people do, and I've honestly always wanted to do magic tricks.
Mm-hmm.
There
I'm more
was
of a parlor trick person.
one time in band camp. No, what the hell am I gonna say? Oh my God, Mr. Rhyme. I didn't realize he swung his cane around like that. That's so good. They put a lot. Oh my! Whoa! The double. What happened to his face? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Don't look at it. When his eyes are closed, it looks like. All right, cooking time. Start cooking. I just want to heal people. Yeah, fancy apple. To cherry berry. Where's this do? Oh, this doesn't tell their effects. Whatever. I'm probably not gonna use it for
It doesn't.
that. Yeah, it's fine. So I watched Penn and Teller fool us. I've always kind of wanted to learn magic tricks. Back when I was a kid, I had this magic trick. All it was like it was just it was 2 balls, 2 cups, and 2 bigger cups, right? Hold on. I woke up the cat. It's all it was, and what you did was you switched the position, the ball and the cups. All it was you squeeze one of the cups and it would lift up the smaller cup, and the ball would be there underneath the cup, and you'd place it down, and there'd be another one. I did that as a kid. I think like last year, I took some of our game cards at my work, and what I did was I had a set of them. Oh, I fucked up that timing. Whoa. Fine. They won't know. They won't even notice. They won't even notice that all my heart didn't go into it. That's what we call magic. He just spun his cane. That's rad. Spicy apple curry. Watching them eat it is fucking funny. Alright, yeah. Yeah, we could quit camping now. What was I saying? So, I did the thing with magic tricks. What'd I do? Oh, so it was a sequence of 10 cards. I had them ordered a certain way. So it was a setup. It's called a setup, I believe, in terms. And people would pull out the card, and then they would. There were 2 things I did. I'd have them put it back in my stack of game cards, and then I would pull out their card for them, by basically figuring. Like I already knew what the number was because I knew what card they pulled. It was really easy. Or another thing I would do is I wouldn't even look at them take a card. I would just have them take out a card, and I have them put it back on like the top of the stack. I would do like a little fake shuffle. I'd lay them all out, and I'd figure out which one was which, because all the cards would be in order, except the one card, which would be in a different location than it's expected. They were, so it's fun. I had like 10 cards. It got, a few people fell for it. But, like, I actually want to do, like, actual magic tricks that actually look impressive. I think I was talking about how I failed the first one I did with my sis. All it is like, it's basically like an automatic performing trick. And, I have no idea what happened. But then it's just the middle card of a stack of 7 you got. It does it on its own. Somehow I fucked it up. And that kind of spooked me, but like I've been doing it at work like all the time, and I actually I get this little trick. There's this one trick I do. It's really good. It's really funny. What I do is they get like there's like there's 3 piles of 5. They pick a card out of one of those piles, and the way it gets shuffled up, I end up knowing where the location of the card is. Now, spoiler. I guess I shouldn't say that, but whatever. But it's funny because what gets funny about it is you know, like, because I when I talk to these people, I say, well, I'm not really that good, so like I expect to fuck up. I say it with like every magic trick because I honestly do, because it's random when I will fuck up a trick. I'll practice it well, and then like suddenly it just fucks up. I'm like, why did that go wrong? I don't even know. Sucks too, because like then it's not, when you get it right, it's not even as good. But whatever. What happened is I start like, I'm like, I don't even know if your card's in this pile. It could have been we split into 2 piles. I know which pile it's in.
Me pulls out the villager card.
What's up?
I said me. Me shows up holding the villager card.
That's right. The ultimate sleight of hand. But there's 2 piles. I haven't removed one. I'm left with 1 pile. I know where the card is. I have no. I say like I have no idea if the card's there or not. And what I do is first I set a card face down. I'm like, and then I tell them to do something stupid like, oh.
You end your turn.
I end my turn. I have them like put their hand on it. I'm like, let me see. No, there's no way this is your card or something like that. I do something stupid like that. Then what I do is the second card, I flip over. And I'm like, don't say anything. I'm flipping this card right over. But this card right here, that's not your card. There's no way that's your card. And I put it on top of our discard pile. The thing is, that card is always their card. So I show it, and to them, because I'm not that good of a magician, too, and I say that, like, often, and oftentimes I've already fucked up a trick already. So I say that, and they think I messed up. And then, I continue on. I do some shuffling tricks. I get down to just 2 cards. I have them point a card, get rid of it. And I'm like, so we're just left with 1 card. Wouldn't it be insane if this was your card out of all those cards that it could have been? And then I have them reveal the card. And like, oh, it's the Ace of Spades. You put it in the discard pile. One guy, one of our trainers, he was following up with the trick. He knew exactly how it was done. And then he was like, Zinky, buddy, you already put it in the discard pile. And he started looking for the discard pile. I'm just looking at him like, what's your card, buddy? What's your card? He couldn't find it. He was getting upset because it's always the card on the table. Like I've never failed that part. I failed this trick where I will somehow not show them their card, and that where it's supposed to go on the discard pile. And I'm like, well, I know I've already fucked up the trick, but then it will be their card. Well, I know when I fucked up the trick when they say what their card is. I'm like, fuck. Well, I might have messed up. And no, it's always their card on the table. It's really cool. I just like it because you show their card to them, and they're like, and they're like so certain that I messed up, and then they didn't. I showed that trick to my friend, and he has another worker, my job friend too. And he's like, I know a magic trick. I know like 2, and it's actually based on that earlier trick I was talking about. Well, I don't know if it's based on it. Maybe my trick was based on it. But basically, he does like a sort of same thing. There's like 3 piles of 7. 3 columns of 7 in his version. And I kind of realized in principle what he was going for, but he couldn't figure out how his trick worked. I'm like, here, buddy, here. Let me try it. I got it. I got you. I'll do your own trick for you. And I actually did figure it out. It was funny, and I did it on another worker. But I did like one small little change up at the end for the card. He was pretty certain he knew what happened. But like I basically just switched where the card was at the very last second. So he's like, I know how this trick is done, and the card's right there. I'm like, okay, what was your card? And he's like, oh, it's the 2 of diamonds. I flip it over, it's the ace of diamonds. Like, but hey, man, if you had gone just 1 to the right, and it would increase by 1, and there was his 2 of diamonds. He was pissed. He was flabbergasted. That's been my experience learning Magic.
I've wanted to learn Magic. I've never taken the chance to really, or taken the time to.
It's pretty cool. I've been watching.
I know a bunch of parlor tricks, but like just like cool these cool things I can do. Like I can do dice stacking. I don't know if you know what that is.
I mean, that's considered Magic to some extent. Yeah, I know what it is. I think from Magic.
I haven't done it in forever, but
oh man,
my favorite thing I can do is I can I'm not perfect at it, but I can with great consistency flip a coin the exact same way every time.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I was practicing at work a couple weeks ago. I managed to get ahead. I managed to get ahead 7 times in a row, which if you're watching it, if you're just someone watching that happen, it's freaky.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Really?
That's the main reason I learned is or I figured I tried to learn to do that so consistently. It's just for one thing, it is actually useful if someone doesn't know you can do it.
Right.
But also
absolutely.
just like if you can do it in front of someone, it's like just kind of freaky.
Yeah.
No, that people are like,
is.
wow, what are the odds of that?
Yeah. I know some of the sleight of hand moves, so like it's cool. Like there's just come on, what the fuck is with this luck right now of these fuckers? Really fucking annoying. Like I'm actually annoyed. Like double shouldn't have taken that much damage, but of course he did because anyhow, it's one of the things I struggle with though is just doing the simple, like the really simple card moves too. Like I can't shuffle that well or anything. But what I learned is like pretty simple, and I'll get it in practice. Like I'll get it consistently in practice, and then I'll go to do it for someone. Like one of these things I do is I have 2 jokers.
You gotta learn to shuffle besides what you normally do to shuffle.
What's up?
I said I don't know if unless there's a specific way that's demanded that you shuffle. I feel like you've got to do something more than what you do for Yu-Gi-Oh, where you just crush the cards together.
I don't even remember how to shuffle like that anymore. I know I have the ripple shuffle.
I hardly thought it was shuffling when you did.
I mean, yeah. I just kind of I know how to pick up cards and like kind of scatter them across. I guess it's the crushing together. But I really only know like ripple shuffling kinda, but like my ripple shuffling comes out in chunks.
Next time I know. Teach you to shuffle.
I know this really bad. I think it's called a false cut. Well, it's not really bad. When the magician guy did it, what happens is he takes into 3 stacks, and the middle stack gets rotated underneath, and that's all that happens from the exchange. And it looks really rad because he does it in like a second, and you don't even know what just happened. For me, what I do is I do like this really slow, it just looks so bad. I can't even verbally describe it, but if you could see it, you'd see how fucking hilarious it looks. Because it looks just so bad in so many ways. I used to be god awful at shuffling. I learned when I started playing Magic, but like I'm like really good at it now. I learned basically just by kind of like I would just like. When I was playing Magic, if I ever had like searched my deck or anything, after searching, I'd just sit there and just like continually shuffle like until it was like if I was doing like something at the end of my turn or whatever, I'd sit there and just shuffle a bunch like until I need to like actually do something again. Right. But, like I just learned from practice. Yeah, I mean I used to not be able to do it at all though. But anyhow, what I was saying is I have this trick where I take the 2 jokers, I sandwich a card between it. I basically put the jokers down with like half the deck. And
Yeah, I wish I was sandwiched between Joker.
Right. Okay. It's very
I just figured you didn't expect that.
No, I did. I still just don't have a response to it. But anyhow, what was I saying? And what I do is there's a card. We see the card that gets sandwiched between the jokers, both me and the person. Then I give them their card. I have them look at it. They memorize it. And what I do is what they do is I have them look at it first, and then they see what their card is, and then I give them their card, and then bam, I snap my fingers like I actually don't know how to snap. Can you snap for me? Bam! And they snap, and it's like bam, the magic. Whoa! And the 2 cards switch. It's really not that hard of a trick. Like I got all the, and the only part I fail at is a part that doesn't even give away the trick or anything. It's just a really simple, like, shuffling trick when I'm getting the jokers on the table. It's important. I need to do it, but I never end up with the jokers on the fucking table, which is where they need to be in order for the trick to work, you know? So I always fail that. I'm like, okay, well, and then I don't know what to do because I failed it, like. So I can either do it again and risk people figuring out what goes on, and no one ever figures it out, but it's also just not that good of a trick. I don't know. I have the 2 I really like, which is the one which is the 2 I described essentially. The one that was based on the other one I did that failed. That I could get consistently now, but well, I mean, I don't know how I didn't get consistent there. It's so easy of a trick, but like I like the version that my pal basically helped me identify. I don't know, it's fun though. Like it's kind of fun making these card tricks. I'm learning like how to control cards, locations, stuff like that. I'm just watching videos on YouTube. That's all I'm doing. And it's fun. So you know, if you want to do magic, look into it. You know.
See, I have interest in learning card tricks. However, things like that, I actually have a bit of a concern to learn because if I know how to rig out, it becomes so hard to just. I said if I learn how to rig like a deck shuffle or something like that, or a card location or whatnot, it becomes impossible to just not know it when I'm like playing like a card game or something.
Well, Derek, you
Depending
could
on what it
probably
is.
get
Like, I don't
away
know
with
the extent.
maybe a few cards. I guess you could get away for starting hand in like Yu-Gi-Oh! If you really wanted to. But no, because in a real game you would just you'd give your deck for the other person to shuffle. You wouldn't
They cut it. You shuffle, then they cut.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, you know, but like even so
you wouldn't be able to control a cut.
Zinker, I already struggle enough when I put let's say I look at the top 2 cards in my deck, I put one in my hand and put the other one and shuffle the other one into the deck. I struggle enough to just not keep track of, and not mentally keep track of where it is in the deck as I shuffle it, just because like my brain just won't let me ignore it. Like,
right. It's not.
My brain is insanely good at tracking things, whether I want it to or not.
Right. But if they cut your deck, there isn't. I don't think. I mean, obviously, I'm a beginner magician, but I don't think there's anything they can actually do. Like, there's anything you can actually do to control that, because they could cut just about anywhere.
I can't control where it is. But I might have the idea of where it is in the deck. Therefore, I know it's not going to show up at the top of the deck, which is still useful information.
Do you think competitive players of card games no like basic magic tricks to just like kind of control where some of their cards go? You fucking skill, huh? Like when we do a Yu-Gi-Oh, I could guarantee what my first card is. I can kind of control a card and get away with it.
I have this weird thing when I play play Magic that I've learned that I think because I've practiced shuffling so much, I shuffle in such a consistent manner that the same cards at the top of my deck very frequently. If I mulligan, for example, pitch my hand back and shuffle again, it's not uncommon for me to get 5 out of 7 of the same cards.
Heal.
Which scares me because that means I can't stop myself from doing it. Also, it was a shitty hand. I threw it back. I don't want to see it again.
You give your own bad luck to yourself.
Oh, the problem here, Zinker, is that it in no way benefits me because it was a shitty hand I threw back. I don't want to see it again. Yet there it is.
That's why I said bad luck, Derek. That's why I said bad luck.
I know.
I should clarify.
I don't know if it's just luck or if it's just like because I shuffle so consistently.
Or I should ask, are we doing another episode?
I don't know. What time's that?
It's 5:30.
I only have to go into work until 4.
I don't have work. I do have to be up by 2 though, but I don't have work.
I mean, that's about when I'm gonna get up. That's when my alarm's gonna be set anyway, so I won't actually get up.
Right. I have to get up before.
Oh, I can also do that thing. I can also do the thing with coins where you stack them along your arm. You fold your arm back and you stack them along it, and then you drop your elbow and catch them all, and stack them in your hand, as you catch them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I can do a couple. I can do a couple of neat things like that, but I don't really have any what I would say are magic tricks. There's no trick. There's no magic trick to what I'm doing. It's all in front of you.
Yeah.
It's more of a skill than magic. Which magic's still a skill, but
yeah, it really is actually the sleight of hand that goes into some of the things. There's this guy on Penn and Teller Force. He's blind. He calls himself the card mechanic, and he does all these fancy card tricks, but he tells you exactly what he's doing. He says what he's doing, I'm dealing a card out from the top, the second one down off a deck of cards or something, he does more impressive stuff than just that, but it looks really smooth. He keeps the top card on the deck while dealing out cards, you wouldn't even pick it up. Honestly, what happens is he brings Penn and Teller up to show him right up to their face. They can see exactly what's happening. They're expert magicians and stuff. And they he does the moves, and they start to get down the stage, and normally what they do is they go back and talk about the trick they just saw to see if they can figure out how it's done. But they start to walk down the stage, and then they literally just turn around and shrug. They go up and say, we don't got nothing to say, you fooled us. And honestly, all they really have to say, I think, to get them is it was sleight of hand, and they're right, that wouldn't have, that's what it was. You'd have to concede, but they were just so impressed by that trick because it was just so the skill for it. You literally hear him on stage. He's Penn. Teller doesn't talk. That's the whole bit. He's I've never seen moves like that. While he's going up and talking to the guy. They're just blown away. I think that was one of the only times they said the person fooled them because they were just that skilled. But a lot of skill goes into shuffling. Not just shuffling. It's not just hand. It's all
sleight of hand takes a lot to get. Yeah, it's a tough skill to master.
Yeah, it's I'm
misdirection too.
That's how that one of the tricks works. The one where I point their card. I was practicing the sleight of hand. Real easy move, but nice beginner one. The Joker thing is just a sleight of hand thing that I can't do. Controlling a card, its position, that's sleight of hand. These are all like important stuff for like Magic. It's hard. What I want to do is for that other trick I was describing, where with the columns of 7. Obviously, my verbal descriptions aren't that great of it, of all the tricks really, but it's better to show than to tell. But that one, I want to do something where I can sleight of hand a card back into the deck. We only use 21 cards for that, and then I set a deck to the side. I want to do something where like I could take the card after I know which one it is, as eventually I figure out what card it is for the trick, how it works. I want to take that card and switch it out with the top card on the deck. That way, like I could have them go through that whole pile. They think I know that I know how it's done, and that everything is and a lot of like for everything but the very last deal out of these 3 columns of 7. They're face up cards, but then it's face down for the last one, and I'm like, I'm gonna pick out your card from all these face down cards and reveal it. But what I usually do is I give them one to see if they can point it out, see if I can fuck around with them more. Where they think, oh, he just set it up so it's always in the middle one, or something like that. That's how I got the the other guy, because he thought I was in the middle. Nope, just one to the right. But it'd be funny if I like it's on the top of the deck instead, and they're like they think they have it all figured out, and bam, it's on top of the deck. They know nothing. Oh god, it's all just. Anyhow, that's about all I have to say for Magic Tricks. Wise. It's next time. It's been next time for a while. So, bye-bye.